going to hold. I think so. Hi, good morning. How are you guys? It's been a while. Gosh, I started this channel, I think back in January, and so much has been happening, right? So I'm here today because I want to start giving some basics on how to use a foam roller. It's actually really easy. It can get really advanced. I've been foam rolling for like 10 years and I'm a yogi, so my practice with my foam roller is, I don't see people do what I do with a foam roller. Hence why I want to start sharing more, because I get my clients on the foam roller, and then when I start doing my thing, I think that it can be a bit intimidating. So I wanted to just start from like the beginning. Why would you foam roll? It's basically self-massage. So there are a lot of benefits happening that I'll get into. So to begin, you want to get on, a nice, spacious floor area if you can. You can always put down a yoga mat, and most foam rollers are about the length of a yoga mat, maybe a little longer, but you can still completely roll your body out just on a mat if that's what you've got. Hard floors are going to make the pressure a little bit more intense. So when you start, if you can be on carpet, that's going to make it a little bit easier to get going without it feeling so intense. Because we are kind of going for a like, oh, that hurts, but like in a really good way. It's not painful, it's more like my body feels like it really needs it. So, so first of all, get your foam roller and find a place on the floor, or outside is fine too, on the earth. Just know that you might get a little dirty, so if you have a yoga mat, great. If not, whatever. And there are some, I'd say there are like 2 to 3 very common beginner rolls that you will see people doing most often in gyms. I do it at home. You can do it anywhere, right? I mentioned that. Okay, anyway, so to start, we're actually just gonna get up and sit on it. I'm gonna move it back so you guys can see it a little bit more. So just get it on the ground. And then if you need to help yourself kind of get down safely, use your hands to help. You can also actually put your hand on the foam roller, and you're doing 2 things at once. You're stabilizing it and keeping it there, and you're allowing yourself to get your body safely on it. All right, so in the beginning, honestly, you're just gonna sit on it and breathe. There's not that much that needs to happen right away. When you get on a foam roller, you're not just like rolling around unless you're really used to the foam roller. So in the beginning, don't think that you have to do a lot of movement. You honestly can actually just sit on this and just using your feet flat on the ground and your core. The 2 together are pushing and pulling. So there is a little bit of an exercise happening too, a core workout. You're using your balance, so moving really slowly is important, and breathing. And as you can see, I've just started to kind of slowly shift around. I'm kind of just warming up my body to the foam roller. I'm just saying hi, seeing what feels really tight. My left glute is usually a little bit more tight than my right glute. I've been the past 2 months very consciously working out some knots in the glutes and the hips. I do a lot of walking, so if you're a walker, you'll probably feel some tension in your hips, maybe your legs, even the groin area and the back. This, just sitting on the roller and kind of exploring and moving back and forth, just this movement alone is incredibly therapeutic. It's helping to release lactic acid and toxins and metabolic waste that have been trapped in the tissues. It also helps to, like, when those toxins get squeezed out from the pressure of the foam roller, when those toxins get squeezed out, then there's room for fresh oxygenated blood to rush into that area. And that is very healing. That's why we want good circulation. We want our blood to be able to move around. Our blood helps our tissues in so many ways, and when we have knots from repetitive movements, sorry for the angle, you're on a foam roller, right? Just wear pants. So when you have tight knots in your muscles or tissue, that tension is preventing blood from flowing to those tissues to restore them and to put oxygen back into them. The other thing that's happening is that when there are knots in our tissues, in our muscles, or even our fascia, if it's really tight, then not only is blood unable to get into the tissue and restore it, but the lymphatic fluid also cannot get into the tissues. The lymphatic fluid is like a recycling system in our body. It's this very interesting interstitial fluid that doesn't move through like a vein like blood does, doesn't move through its own organ per se. It moves through the fascia. So it moves through the skin, it moves through the entire body. But if you have knots, then the knots are holding on to not only tension, but any potential toxins or metabolic wastes, either from eating, drinking, just breathing in air, putting chemicals, like putting products on your skin, like lotions or things from the grocery store that you don't know what's in it. That seeps into your body, and then if you have tension, if you have tight muscles, it kind of just clamps onto those toxins. So just by sitting on the foam roller and doing a gentle like back and forth rocking movement, breathing, using your core, feeling your feet flat on the earth, just this movement alone is doing a lot of really gentle, beneficial work. None of this right now is painful or like a whoa, but I do feel as I go back and forth that knot, like I roll over it on my left side. So that's information for me now. That's the other benefit of using a foam roller. You get a lot more in touch with your body and your breathing. I'm just doing a little stretch here. This is actually this is a little bit of more advanced variation for just sitting on the foam roller. But you can pretty easily just sit, right? And get in a good hamstring stretch. And adding a little bit of a bend to the knees, not completely locking them out, but a little bit of a bend and then more of a bend. And keeping that spine straight, you can actually feel with the bend in the knees that the hamstrings are getting a little bit more of a nice stretch. So honestly, like, this is where I'd recommend beginning. Again, you can use your hands to help not let the roller just roll. You can use it. You can use them to help you. So this isn't exactly long enough for me to do my spinal rolls, but that would be what you would go into next. So that would be like the second most common that you'd see. So first most common is honestly just sitting on the roller. It's that simple. Also, what's really nice is if you can do a little bit of a straddle on the roller. You get into the glute medius and the glute minimus, sorry, not the glute medius, the glute minimus a lot more easily. It's really good for the walkers and the runners, believe me. And you can always kind of go, You can explore, right? That's what I'm saying. Like some of these things that I'm just gonna start moving into are a little bit more like, whoa, I haven't seen someone do that on a foam roller. So don't be intimidated, be like excited because there's so much potential on this thing, but don't feel like you have to like rush straight into doing too much on the foam roller. This is a detox. This is a relaxing practice. It helps you to breathe and tune in with your breath and your body. It helps to get you out of your mind and out of the thoughts. So it's my favorite thing to do in the evening after my day before I go to bed. It really helps move that mental energy from whatever's been going on down and out. It allows me to move my focus and attention more towards my body. And it feels really good. It feels better and better the more that you do it. Kind of like yoga. You know, at the beginning, it's really uncomfortable and foreign and different and maybe challenging in some ways. And you're using parts of your body that you haven't before, and you're aware of parts of your body that you haven't been before. So there are a lot of similarities there. But it is also a detoxification process and practice. So just that, like, I've already helped to move some toxins through my body, so I need to make sure I'm going to drink water. I know it's in plastic. I just moved, not in my own space yet, looking, but I am a house and dog sitter as well. I do a lot of things. So this is one of the homes that I'm blessed to be in right now, and I have 2 dogs downstairs that are kind of a handful, but they're really fun. Anyway, so I'm taking a few moments to just come up here and kind of be alone and just relax. I hope that helps. The next most common exercise would be the IT bands and rolling those out. That is gnar. That can be really intense and kind of painful. So we're not going to go into that in this video yet, or not in this video today, but we will get into that. Otherwise, I'm just going to roll for a few minutes. You can totally tune out if this is all that you needed, and get on the foam roller, and feel free to like this and share, and yeah, definitely share this with others if you think that this practice is something that could help them. It's a practice that helps everybody, so share this, and subscribe to the channel if you would like to know more about holistic health practices. I changed the name, and it is Holistic and Living. So you know, I'm living my lifestyle. It's very holistic. I look at things from many different angles, and that's kind of what the content is going to be all about on this channel. So if you're into that, I would love to see you in more videos. And yeah, I'm just gonna get on it for another probably 5 minutes or so and do my thing. If you're interested in just kind of seeing what that looks like, then hang out. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Okay. Talk through it too. I just need to stretch back out really quick. Oh, I need to do yoga. I never foam roll in the morning, really. So my body is just kind of waking up. What do I want to do? Regular rolls. Oh yeah, I could do it at an angle. If you are still watching and you have a foam roller and you're interested in trying this, Make sure that you put on, I didn't really mention this in this video because it's not necessary unless you start rolling. But you want to make sure a few things happen before you start rolling on the roller. One, that you're wearing clothing that isn't really loose and baggy, because when you roll, your shirt will get caught in the roller, like underneath it, and it's a very awkward feeling. You're safe if you want to like try it, but it's very awkward. So clothing that's a bit more skin tight and very flexible are the types of clothes you want to wear. And then the other thing is, if you happen to have long hair and or jewelry on, like a necklace, make sure that it's not going to fall back behind your neck. And also with your hair, typically I just grab it and I put my both hands behind my head like this and just hold my hair while I roll, because the same thing will happen if I don't. If my hair is just down and I roll, right now the roller is on my hair and I can't move forward anymore without doing damage or pain. Kind of show you guys so you can see damage or pain. It's such a habit to hold it. Okay, so if I wasn't holding it, see how my hair just got caught a little bit? It wasn't too bad. This is definitely how I like to hold my head. Yeah, I think that just ripped out some of my hair. So you don't need to go to those measures to like see that you want to just hold your hair up. And the other thing is that when you're just sitting on the roller in the beginning, as long as you're feeling like you're just staying upright, if you're not like gonna fall over, then you don't really have to think about much else. But when you're rolling, you kind of have to hold your torso and spine in a way that you keep your lumbar spine safe. So the lumbar spine is like the lower portion of your spine that kind of curves inward as the low back to the glutes begin. And that is very, very, it's a vulnerable area. So when you're rolling, you want to use your core strength to keep your spine as straight as possible in that part of your back. So I usually kind of roll it out so that it's flat, versus, I'm not really going to do it, just like a visual. If you were to kind of relax into it and then try and roll, that could be not good for your body. If you want to just relax onto it and just hang out here, that's okay. And it actually feels pretty good. It's just massaging the very low back. If I just put a little bit more of my weight with this left leg, the knee kind of pointing towards this wall, then I get a little bit more pressure in this left side. If I go with the right knee moving in towards you guys, now I can feel it on my right low back a little bit more. And it feels really good. It just feels like it's a low back massage. And really, my spine is actually pretty straight. So it does take a lot of core strength. I've found an area that's like, oh, feels tight and it feels really good to be on it and to breathe. You see me moving my legs around, it's because I'm changing the leverage. When you increase the surface area, you decrease the pressure, and when you decrease the surface area, you increase the pressure. Some basic physics, my worst subject in high school. Seriously, that may have been like the only thing that I learned. And when I started foam rolling, I was like, physics, wow, great. So this is where we're going into the next video, is the IT band. And so you'll see people in the gym rolling out their IT band. My right IT band is not that tight, so this looks fairly effortless. My left side is kind of a whole different story, so I'll show you. Yeah, there's a gnarly knot on my left quad close to the IT band, and the tensor fasciae latae, which is a muscle here at the hip that actually turns into the IT band. They're like the same thing, a little different, but they move into one another. I've been talking a lot. It's a good practice to breathe in, and remember always to activate the core and to just go as slowly as you can. But yeah, when you find the spot that's talking to you, and you will know it because it won't be like a sharp, sudden pain, it will be a dull, achy, kind of tender, it might feel tight. It gives you the sensation of like, that kind of hurts, but it feels so good. It should be like an overall good feeling. We're not going into pain. We're staying in a therapeutic pain range here. That's a really gnarly knot right there. And whatever you do to one side, try to do to the other. Try to give equal amounts of attention and time. Even if one side is really talking a lot more aggravated, oh my gosh. You just breathe through it. And I'm super slowly just shifting my weight around. I kind of moving my limbs around. It's like being on a tightrope. You need to use your limbs to help you balance, and you need to use your core to help you balance. So you can always use your hands to kind of help guide you up, because this is a core workout. I'm already tired. I have not been foam rolling lately, and I can tell, because I actually feel a little bit tired from doing this right now. Like, I'm working out. I am. So yeah, in the next video we will be going into how to just really access this IT band. Also really great for runners, walkers, anyone with any maybe low back pain or back tension. Fun fact, so low back pain or tension, mostly tension is what I'm gonna talk about here. Low back tension is not just from the back being tight, but could also be from any one of these areas as well. The glutes, the hamstrings, the calf, And then even parts of the upper back and neck can cause tension lower down into the lower part of the torso. So if you have back tension, honestly, getting on a foam roller might be one of the best things that you start doing for yourself. This costs anywhere between like $20 and $30. You can get them online. You can get them at places like Big Five, Roadrunner Sports, and any sports or exercise store. In the beginning, when you feel it, the roller, because they're different densities, some of them are very soft, and you'll be able to kind of squeeze it, and if your fingers really go in, there are white ones and blue ones. I recommend those because now there are a lot of knockoffs all over the place. So if you get kind of a cheapo one, it's not gonna do what you're looking for. Some people use PVC pipes to roll. That is incredibly crazy. So you can, but don't start there. I'm just kind of giving the range here. So what I have, this is a really traditional foam roller. I've had this one for 10 years. Wow, I've had this foam roller for 10 years. And I use it all the time, and it is still in great shape. So mine, I have two of these black ones. These ones are very dense. So these are a bit more advanced. They're going to feel a little bit more intense when you get on it. If you're a beginner, I recommend the full length white ones or blue ones, because when you squeeze them, there's just a little bit more give. So when you get on it, it's not as intense. But yeah, otherwise, don't go for the ones with all the knobs and not like bumps all over it. That's really advanced and you'll never get on it unless you get on this first and get really comfortable with this. Okay, so that's where I'm going to end the video. 27 minutes, all right, okay. Hope you guys are doing well. Again, feel free to share this with others if you think that this could help. That's the goal here. I used to give people massages, and after everything that's been going down, I really want to help people learn how they can make their bodies feel better on their own anytime they want from the comfort of their home for free, right? So if you like that, then let me know. If this helped, please feel free to comment down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.